Hello friends, Adam here with FED. So today we're doing a tier list because it's Tier List Tuesday. And we're going to be ranking all of the classes and firing them 3 houses based on how much I, like them. This isn't going to be like some tier list where I try to be like, ooh, a smart gameplay analysis. No, I'm just going to tell you what I like. And this comes at you because it was suggested by a member of the channel, Laura Hunter. So if you want to have your ideas thrown at me, make sure to become a member. Help us. And just to clarify, that's not going to like supplant me asking for Tier List Tuesday ideas. I'm still going to do that in the future. This was just one of the video ideas and it fit into a Tier List Tuesday spot. So that's what's happening. All right. Let us begin. So every 3 houses class based on how much I like them. So they're either super fun, which pretty self-explanatory, or they're just fun, which again, pretty self-explanatory. The practical tier is like my first kind of weird one. It's classes in the practical tier will be like, I had a hard time saying I didn't like them because they're good and that makes them kind of fun to use for me personally, but they aren't like flashy or like over the top fun for me, I guess. At least you look cool. So classes that look kind of okay, they look good, but they aren't very fun to use. Then there's doesn't even look cool, and then Garbo. So we're not going to be going. I think this tier list is made in like alphabetical order, so I think that's what we're going to do. Sorry, I'm not going to try and like do it in like class order or anything. You'll just have to deal with what I'm doing here. So first, let's start with Archer. Archer is like the definition of like practical. It's fun to use by virtue of being like pretty good, right? But it's not incredible. I don't get excited about having an Archer on my team, but I don't hate them being there. All right, Armored Lord, which is Edelgard's personal Lord class, it's pretty garbo. Doesn't feel good to use, low movement, exclusive to one character, a character that you barely get to use in the game. Doesn't jive with me. It's not my favorite class in the world. It might not my favorite in the world. I mean, I really don't like it at all. It doesn't feel good to use. All right, Armor Knight. Armor Knight, I'm going to put it into at least you look cool. Armor Knights always look awesome. I can't think of a single game in the series. Just kidding. Awakening. But most of the time, Armor Knights look really cool, but they aren't that, fun to use for me. So Armor Knight definitely is at least you look cool. Assassin. Assassins are super fun. Not super fun, because I would have put it in super fun. It's just fun. And it's just because of stealth. The skill stealth is really underappreciated in 3 houses. It works really, really well. It's just really fun to be able to run into like behind enemy lines, do some shenanigans, and not get targeted. So yeah, stealth is an amazing class ability that not enough people talk about. Really fun ability there. Works really well with like Byleth or Yuri using like Wind Sweep. That's like one of my favorite uses of it. Of stealth, you run in, use Wind Sweep, you're totally safe, you dealt some safe damage, and then you won't get targeted on enemy phase as long as you have someone else in range. So it's really fun to pair with like a tanky unit. Fun stuff. Or like a dodge tank. Barbarossa, I thought about putting it into super fun, but I think I'm going to stick with fun. Flying Archers, kind of my jam in 3 houses. That's a build that I do regularly for like Leone or like Cyril. So the fact that Claude just kind of has it built in is really cool. Bishop, I feel like I have to say practical for Bishop because double warp and double rescue, double fortify, all that. It's just really good. So it's hard to go elsewhere with that. Bow Knight, definitely fun. High movement with archery, very cool. Always feels good to use a Bow Knight. Brawler? I don't know. Put him in like doesn't even look cool. They're not the worst, but it doesn't feel good to use them. Brigand, Brigands are cool looking at the very least. I like their outfit. And Deathblow is really good, but I don't know if I really want to give Deathblow credit. Like, I don't want to give Brigand credit for Deathblow, because it's just like a mastery ability, and once you get it, you move out of the class, right? So I think I'm going to put them in, like, at least you look cool. I don't think they're very fun. Honestly, I kind of dread it. Like, I feel like, oh, I have to put this unit into Brigand to get them Death Blow. I don't get excited about it, right? Cavalier. I think Cavalier is a fairly practical class. High move. It's the highest move you'll get early in the game, so I like that about that. Commoner, Garbo. Don't really care for it. Dancer. Dancer is probably going to be my first super fun class. Dancer has, refreshing another unit to like allow them to move again feels really good in gameplay, but also Sword Avoid is really funny. And then they can use a little bit of magic here and there. I just think it's a really fun class. Obviously, I was going to say I wish it was more available, but obviously from a gameplay perspective, and you understand why it can't be more available. Multiple dancers would be broken, but because you could just like dance each other and get wherever you need to on the map and all that kind of stuff. But still cool. I like the idea of it. So super fun. Super fun. Dancer is cool. All right, Dark Bishop. This is definitely an at least you look cool class. Getting into it's a pain. You have to get Dark Seals, which is dumb. And it's just not a very fun class to use, in my opinion. All right, Dark Flyer. Easily top tier. Super fun. One of the most fun classes in the game. High speed, great magic, great movement, and flight. Those are like that's like the best combo in 3 houses you can possibly get. So incredibly fun class to use. One of my favorites. If you haven't made Byleth a Dark Flyer, do yourself a favor and give it a shot. Dark Flyer Byleth with White Magic Avoid plus 20 is kind of insane. Just saying. Dark Knight, definitely, and at least you look cool. I like it, but like I like the way it looks, but practically it's kind of like lackluster in my mind. I don't know. Most of the cavalry isn't that great to me. Dark Mage doesn't even look cool. You know what? Dark Mage is going to go in Garbo. I don't like Dark Mage. Poison Strike, again, I don't know if I want to give credit to this class for Poison Strike because it doesn't even use it better than other classes. Like, I'd rather have Poison Strike on, Ignots or something when, like, fighting Beast or something. But, it's there. All right, Empress. Is that what it's called? It's called Empress, right? Or Emperor? Not Empress, Emperor. Edelgard's an Emperor, not an Empress. This class definitely looks cool. This is like, it looks sick, right? The gold armor, really cool looking. But I can't put it any higher than at least you look cool. Because that's all it has for me. It looks cool. But it's kind of a pain to use. Enlighten one, I'll say Enlighten one's pretty fun. It's a fun class. Being able to take advantage of White Magic Avoid, of course, on Byleth. It wouldn't be as fun on anyone but Byleth, I'll say that. Byleth makes it work really well with their kit, so fun to use. Falcon Knight, I'll always have a soft spot in Fire Emblem for Pegasus Knights and Falcon Knights. I always like them, fun to use, very satisfying. So I might as well I'll just put Pegasus right next to it. Fighter, Garbo tier, doesn't feel good. Fortress Knight, you would think Fortress Knight would go in at least you look cool, but I actually don't like the design all that much. It looks weird and like has stuff like hanging off its like hips with like really big armor. It looks kind of doofy. Not a fan. Okay, Grappler, sick class. Super fun with Fierce Iron Fist, 3 attacks in a row. And by that point in the game, you probably have some decent like crit with like, especially with like the critical knuckles, killer knuckles. Looks really fun. It looks cool, and it's really fun to use. Love to see it. And I love that the sprite that's in this tier list is Ignots as that, as a grappler. Very fitting. Very fitting. Great Knight Garbo. Doesn't feel fun. Mainly because it's a pain to get into it. If it was easier to get into, I might like it more. But it's a pain. Don't care for it. Dimitri's classes. They're like, I don't know. I'm tempted to go like in fun with Dimitri's classes because they both like feel similar to me. I'm just gonna put them in practical. They're both good, but they're not. They don't scream interesting to me like the ones above it. I don't get excited to use Dimitri in that class. Gremory, definitely like practical. Wouldn't call it fun. It's just there for double uses on everything, right? And high magic. All right, Hero, definitely fun. Hero is a really cool class. Vantage, like innate Vantage and being able to work with other stuff is really cool. I wish more people, I wish Vantage was, I wish it was easier to get into. Having like sword and axe is annoying because I've said it before and I'll say it again. Three Houses is a game that doesn't reward splitting your unit into or essentially sending your unit down a diverse path. Your units are best off in Three Houses, especially on Maddening, really focusing in on one or two aspects, you know, like having really high strength or having really high speed to be able to like be a dodge tank, really high defense to be able to tank enemies on enemy phase, stuff like that. And the other stuff just kind of falls into place, right? The hero is kind of like the antithesis of that. So it makes it less good feeling to get into, but once you do get into it, it's a pretty fun class. Holy Knight, it looks really cool, but it isn't very fun to use. Kind of a pain. It looks insanely cool, though. If it's Holy Knight Wrath, it's super fun, but otherwise, it's just cool. Like, it just looks cool. Lord Garbo doesn't feel good. I don't like it. Mage, gosh dang. Mage doesn't even, it looks stupid. So I don't even think it looks cool, but it's like super practical, right? Because it's the best magic class you get at level 10. So it's like, how do you not put it in practical? Yeah, I think I have to. All right, Mercenary, or is that Thief? No, I think that's Thief. Thief, pretty garbo, doesn't feel good. I don't care for it at all. Mortal Savant definitely looks sick. In practice, it's not as fun to use, but it looks really, really cool. Same goes for Monk. I think Monk might have it's one of the better designs in the game, in my opinion, for a class. Like, just go look at Monk. Male monks look cool, but female monks particularly have a really good fit. Same goes for Priest. Priest looks way better than anything, Mage has going for it. It's just like 100% inferior to Mage in like every way. There's like no reason to go into Priest until after you've like mastered Mage and you want to like maybe get Miracle, I guess. But Mage is just overall a better class, so it's hard to recommend it. Recommend Priest and call it fun, but it looks really cool. Again, probably the coolest looking class in the game. Like these two. Alright, Myrmidon. Yeah, it's whatever. Don't care. Or is that Mercenary? Is that Myrmidon or Mercenary? That's one I get confused. I'm pretty sure that's... pretty sure it's Myrmidon. Not sure, though. Oh, never mind. Okay, this is Mercenary. This is Myrmidon. Or it's the other way around. I don't know. Either way, they don't feel good. I don't care about them all that much. Noble, just go next to Commoner. Paladin, I'll just put it next to Cavalier because I feel similarly. Sniper, very fun to use. Borderline, super fun. Hunter's Volley is really funny. Yeah, it's super fun. Hunter's Volley is sick. I don't think anyone's going to fight me on that one. Alright, well, you can just go here. I don't really care about Soldier. Swordmaster. I'm going to be honest, guys. For me, Swordmaster is like a doesn't even look cool class to me. I don't go into Swordmaster and think, oh, yeah, this is going to be a fun unit to use. No, it's just a class that I have to use for like Catherine and stuff, so. Or like potentially like Byleth or Yuri or something. Someone who wants to specialize in like swords and stuff, but there's nothing about it that I'm like, yeah, Swordmaster is really fun to use. Doesn't even look that cool. I think the male Swordmaster definitely looks cooler than the female, but I don't know. All right, Thief feels kind of like garbage. Thief doesn't feel good. Trickster. Trickster's hard. I want to put it into super fun because foul play is really silly and stealth is really awesome. But I don't think I can do it. I think I have to put it into fun, just like right next to assassin. Mainly for stealth. Again, stealth is really funny. But I don't care for the class's like split personality. You know, it doesn't know what it wants to be. You have to have magic to get into it. So it's like, does it want to be a hybrid class? Well, not really. Statistically, it's kind of a pain to use it that way, and it only gets half magic uses. So it's like, what's the point of using any magic in this class, other than it does the finger guns when it uses magic, which is really funny. I love the finger guns, but it's just, it doesn't feel good to use outside of stealth and foul play. But outside of that, just kind of doesn't feel good. Valkyrie, one of my favorite classes of all time. Three Houses Valkyrie, I should say. Other Valkyries, they're fine, but Three Houses Valkyrie might be my new favorite class of all time. Like, it's just really cool. The extra, having like innate extra range, and then being able to stack that with other skills and abilities that give you extra range, really fun for a magic user. All right, War Master. War Master. I'll be honest. I don't get excited about using War Master. I think that just has to go and it looks cool. At least it looks cool. Because it does look pretty sick. Especially when you put like a goofy unit into it. I like that. It looks cool. Maybe I should put it in practical, because it really is a practical class. Anything with fist fair, gauntlet fair, whatever you call it, is at least practical, right? Yeah. All right. War monk / war cleric. It looks really sick. Especially war monk looks really cool. War cleric's all right. The weird like hollow skirt thing looks a little doofy, but I get it's a reference to Awakening, so it doesn't bother me that much. I will say, oh, man, I'm tempted. I'm tempted to put it into fun or super fun, because it is like a fairly fun class, especially once you get Numa Gale. That's like really silly. And then there's, you know, Gauntlet Avoid or Fist Avoid plus 20. But again, you could use that in other classes. But if you're a female, you kind of have to use... I'll put it in the bottom of fun. I like it a lot. I do. Warlock. I have to put it in practical, I guess. Actually, no. I feel like Warlock is just like... It's funny. Because I feel like it's worse than Bishop, right? But in the previous tier, you know, Priest is worse than Mage. So, it's kind of a funny thing. Yeah, I'll put it here. I don't even think it looks cool. I think it looks really stupid. Stupid, weird feathers and whatever. It looks doofy. All right, Warrior. It looks pretty cool. At least it looks cool. All right, Claude's other Wyvern class. We'll put it right there. You know, I might get some hate for this. For this one. Wyverns have never been my favorite class in the series. I generally prefer Pegasus Knights. So, I'm going to have to put these in, like... I don't know, man. You know, here's what I'll do. I'm going to put Wyvern Lord in fun. I'm going to put Wyvern Rider in practical. Because that's kind of how I feel about them. They're like really borderline for me, so I'll put the better one in the top, in fun, and other one in practical. That makes sense for me. There you have it. There's my tier list. This is what I think are the most fun classes in Three Houses. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think I'm an absolute idiot? Do you think I'm wrong? Again, shout out to Laura Hunter for hitting us with this idea. Again, one of our channel members. And remember, if you are willing and able, click the join button. Help us reach 25 members. Once we do, we'll be doing a big super Fire Emblem marathon. So if you wouldn't mind helping us reach that goal, that'd be super great. And then we'll be able to do that big marathon. It'd be cool. Yeah, so comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff I'm supposed to say, and I'll catch you next time, friends.